There, bouncing bottom. We get into calmer water with less waves, it'll be easier to see. Now bouncing. You see, if you notice how the end of my fly line is going, it's curling up.
Yep.
That's when it hits bottom. And so that's how we look for it. And then your line, when your line goes slack, it could be a fish or it could just be bottom. And then
or trash, could be something like that.
And then you'll see your line they'll yank your line some too. I'm on bottom there. See my lure. I was just stuck on the bottom, so my line started drifting.
No, it's all right. I had 5 seconds.
Oh.
I'm going to have to turn it the other way.
I was just saying that once my lure hit bottom, it stuck. My line started going back up current. Now I'm on bottom there. I'm on. Oop, there's something there. Gotta jig it this way.
Turn the boat.
All right. Well, there we got our first fish on. Probably a little croaker this time. The way it's fighting is a little croaker. Might be a white perch. Yeah, a little baby croaker. So first little fly guy of the day. Let's hope to get something higher quality than this. All right, let's see.
Yeah, real shallow. I can tell you the depth. See right now.
Right now our trailer that bends around too much. Wasn't even doing anything. Wasn't paying attention. Because we're probably. I'm the same way. Right, get back in.
Oh, I fished. That might have been another one right there. I'd hit right
both
there.
lost lures on big fish. They got near a dock like this. You just couldn't hold them.
Who knows what that was?
You might have a striper on, John. Your hook all right, buddy? Let's get you.
That's fine. Just his tail got messed up.
Yeah.
Okay. Big fish.
Nope. Just I jigged it and he stopped. What is it? A striper? Hopefully maybe it's a white perch. We get our fourth species going here. Got a little tiny striper. When they get this little, we either call them a diaper or a striped perch because
Bring
it's
your
about the size.
If I get cast. The way the boat is, I'm tournament blocked out here. I can't. Where the current is.
I'm gonna say fish park. Come on, fish. What he ate it, he ate it. They're good deep. You see how he has that all on there?
5 feet there. All right. I'll pull it up this way. Yeah.
You can't miss the spot.
Oh, got a fish.
All right. You know what you got? How much you got striper? Because that's what. Better fish or is it like a little striper?
Well, he's not tiny.
Well, maybe he's bigger than the ones I caught.
Little striper, I guess. I haven't seen him.
Well,
yeah. Oh, 12
these
inch.
bad giants bigger than the ones I caught.
Probably 12 inch.
And the ones I caught were like in weight. I'd say. Opportunity to get his lure out.
I had to fix everything.
All right, so what we do is, we just like any other fly, we just cast. Nothing fancy. I let my fly sink. I watch my line there. It just went slack. My line went slack, which means it's only about 1.5 feet deep there. It only took about a second and a half. It goes slack again. I watch the end of my line, which is right there, the end where the fly line attaches to the Power Pros, which I have as my braid. And I watch it when it curls up. I've hit bottom. It curled up again. And I just keep working it back to me, and then when I get close to the end, because I don't like to go beyond, I'd rather not fish inside of my fly line. So I don't want to strip in, so then I'll just pick up again. And even though it's a pretty long
hit on the drop, right?
John got a hit right there.
He twitched it right on the drop. Look, it's a little trout.
Yeah,
Acting like a trout.
probably is. Now I just
Of course, I was watching.
I had a fish there.
I was watching my line.
Oh, there, one hit me. Okay, we got double.
All right.
Oops, look at that fish are rolling in there. That's a trout. Not a bad one. He's illegal, but we're throwing them back. Jay, you got trout?
Yep.
We got a little school trout in here.
Double trout. Here's a double.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Larry, if you want to fish, we'll just put them in that cooler. If you want to save some.
We got live well. We have
Yeah, with the live well, too. We can put them in there if you wish to keep them. Both days might be legal.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's totally up to you.
We're not keeping them.
Not today. But yeah, this
Oh,
guy.
nice trout.
Yeah, I'd say this guy here's probably about 15 and a half or so. And John's is a little bigger. John, you got about 17 inch, I think.
Yeah, see that? Nice trout. Do you want them or not?
Yeah, I'll take a couple. Carol loves trout and flounder. That's her two.
Okay, well I'll double check to make sure this is the right length.
This open up for me. I gotta run the boat.
Yeah, he's over 15. I mean, he's 15
Keep
leagues.
it right.
I'm watching my line. Sorry about your one.
Nice trout.
Two.
Never mind.
You see that hit?
Yeah.
My line move?
Yep.
See, the thing
I got a little striper this time.
about fishing the way we do was
It's all by sight.
if you use a sinking line or a sink tip, you're not going to probably see that hit very well. You might, but fishing our way, another trout. You know, there's things fly line just stripping back and hoping, and fishing our way, we can actually, we know where they are. How the wind's blowing us in here, John. It's switched.
They're back that way more.
Well, turn the boat around if you want. Face into the current. Right there. Don't have much line out. It's hard to see.
So do you ever adjust your length of the leader depending on the water you're fishing on, or you just pretty much leave it the same?
John's got
fish
one
on here.
What
Nice
we
fish.
will do is if it's really deep, we'll go longer lead.
Yeah. This right now we both have about close to 20 foot lead.
Well, mine,
20 feet?
Yeah, about that.
well, I think mine's
Might be 21.
shorter here.
Well, it shortens up because it gets nicked up and you retie. Right. Once you get to a certain length, we just
Start all over again.
I'm a little croaker.
All right, there you go.
Not a bad little croaker. Up. Cute little guy. But you can eat that.
You see that there you were?
He was watching the beautiful croaker here.
All right, what do I have here this time? Action's just too darn slow today. Oh, he fell off.
What was that, fun?
No,
Look at these
He's
stripes.
making a run for it.
yeah, I only got 2.5 feet to 3 feet deep right here.
What? I worked it out a little ways. Nice for roll.
Get here. Okay.
Oh,
we
a
got-
double. Double header.
double. But mine, he's got the big one. I got the dink.
I haven't seen this. What is this?
Oh, that's a nice fish.
Yeah.
John, that's like that other one you had on that got off. Baby. Okay, I got a little baby striper. I wanted to.
You might want to get a super double going, James.
Huh?
Get the super double.
Double.
That's right.
You guys right? You call it the double?
We call it super double if it's more than 2 times. It's a super duper. Super duper double.
Yeah. I'm going to hit that net for you, John, in a minute.
He's giving you a fight, isn't he?
That's a nice fish. Hey, oh, you know what?
Boil in the water. A lot of times those fish follow.
I'm going to throw rock. I don't want to mess you up. Am I on top of you?
Probably. Come on, I'm over here.
I'll cast near him because there'll be another one following it, and then you'll all of a sudden get another one. And so I'll have to set my line.
It's a red puppy. Cute little guy.
Oh, wow.
But he's legal then if he's fighting that hard.
He might be legal. I don't know.
We'll measure him.
I'll take him over this way. Nice little puppy. No glass
Yeah,
spots
good.
on him.
Yeah, well he's over 18.
Ooh, it's a nice fish.
Yeah, like I said, if your wife doesn't mind eating these, I think reds are about as tasty as you can get.
He did not hit it hard. Look how little that lure is.
Some people say these are the best eating fish in the river. You don't want him, right?
Nah. I think we got enough.
You got enough.
Yep.
But John got another hit there.
Yeah.
So
they just
you know what they've gotten? They've gotten smarter now.
yeah. We caught some
We
fish.
call them not fishing here now, but they're
We're still getting hits.
Yeah, they're getting very finicky on the takes, so you'll hook them as well. We might as well drift on past this little, go up here a little farther, and there on Bouncing Bottom, bounce bottom there. I don't know if you can see it. Bounce, see it? If you're watching my line, it's bounce bottom. Bottom. Now what I do is I give it a little slack back on my rod. When people strip the tree, they'll go like this and keep it taut. When you keep it taut, you can't. I know it's on bottom now, but you can't see it go. By the time you have to give it slack, they've already, so you can see it already hits bottom. There's a hit right there. So it's not like what John was saying. It's kind of like a cross. Better fish this time. Doing it when I should have the fish is crossed up. Got off.
Oh crap! I was gonna pull you out.
It's kind of like, all right,
Dry fly fishing.
well, I don't know. He might have been a little striper. I don't know. I don't think he was anything like your redfish. Between edamons, you know, when you have small hooks, you do lose fish. But there again, you lose them on big hooks, or you won't even hook them, period. I gotta check my lure out.
I know, pull some.
This guy here's almost, I bet she's almost 2/3 of a pound. Fat, you don't think they eat, do you? And it's close, and they go for the shad.
Yeah.
They anchor up, and he uses a sinking line and like a really heavy fly. And I said, you know what?
I wouldn't fish that way.
We enjoy fishing this way, so we just don't fish for fishing. We avoid those conditions. Let's put it that way. We want to just fish the way we enjoy fishing, and usually we catch our share of fish.
There. He just started. There he is.
Took
Came
off
back.
with it. You got a little striper playing with you.
There he is. Came back.
Yep, hit you 3 times.
Yep.
What do you think you got?
Might be a
little diaper?
Could be diaper. It could be a little white perch.
That's another term for small striper. Because they're wearing they still have diapers on. Oh, we got double, John. I wasn't paying attention.
That's a white perch. Not very
I
good.
wasn't paying attention, and
Yeah.
oh, another trout. This is another gray. No, yeah, John, another weak fish.
Yep. I've caught 2.
Yeah, that's number 4 of these guys today. Gee, that's
Not
the
a bad little
of these
perch.
we've caught in a long time. Down in Florida. There you go. Hit me there. They're nipping. Fish right there. There he is. They're on it so fast, they don't even let it. I'm almost sweeping it now. I mean, I'm getting. I just had like 8 hits on one cast. I couldn't hook them.
You get them cast in here.
Okay, not much.
Yeah, that's part of our
Not
problem.
much. What is it?
Little sugar trout?
Baby croaker this time or something.
No, it was a spot.
No, it's a sugar trout.
Sugar trout. Don't do
False hook
that.
sugar trout.
They even.
And they croak a little bit too, but he's definitely not a croaker.
That's probably what's been hitting you.
Baby. See that? Look at that little guy there. These things, a huge one of these would be half a pound. I don't know if we've ever caught one more than John, 6, 7 ounce. What's your language?
Now I got reed. I caught one in Florida about half.
We don't want to hear all this. Okay. When this is for the real, I'd make a loop in my fly line just so the way to attach. I just use a couple nail knots to do this. Okay, so I have a loop. Then I attach with another loop knot Power Pro. A piece of Power Pro, which is, this happens to be 80 pound, but is approximately 9 feet long. Then to the other end of that, I attach a 20 pound straight. I've been using Seagar fluorocarbon. And I also do a loop-to-loop connection on that end. And other people might want to use double uni knots, whatever. I just use loop-to-loop because when I replace this, I can just snip it off, put it in a loop to attach it to. And
I like it because it gives the fly more movement too. It has that little, just that little wiggle in it.
Yeah, but even where the fluorocarbon meets with the Power Pro, I do loop-to-loop just because it's simpler to put a new piece on later. I don't have to cut.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Because then all I have to do is cut the loops of the Power Pro, not the Power Pro, of the fluorocarbon, and then let's see here. What should I try?
So in the meeting, when you were talking about the fly line, so you're not really worrying so much about the brand of the fly line. You're just looking at something just to fill the reel up at that point, and then you're cutting the line in half.
I prefer a level line. If I could.
A level line.
A
Okay.
level fly line I prefer because a weight forward line or a double taper line, as far as the head, how I tie, whether they want to know, but how I do a loop knot, I do mine differently than some. I thread it through first. Some people do it the other way. I thread it through, so I've got it like this. And then I make a loop on the outside there. And then I feed this through. So that makes a granny knot. Some people do a granny knot, then they thread it. I do it this way because I find it easier. And then I make it a little shorter. So now I've got the grain knot outside of the loop. See that? And then I just give it with this 1, 2, 3. 3 is all you want to do. And then I'll use my teeth because feed it through. And there you got a loop knot. It's not gonna hope. So that is the basic setup. I'll even show you again closer with the trim off some excess. So if you look, as you can see, it's a loop to loop here. I got a non-slip loop knot, and I made a loop with my fly line, which you can buy. They got those things you can slide over top of your fly line that gives you a loop. I've never used one before, but a friend of ours, he uses it.
You got it from Cabela.
It works real nice because sometimes when you're trying to cast,
I'm not
this, all right, now smoother, and then the same thing on this end. Did you get a fish on here?
I had some hits, but you know what? We'll go up shallower.
Windy like this, you can have issues. All right. So what I did here is I also did loop to loop on the Power Pro. The nice thing about the Power Pro, it'll last the life of the fly line.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't have to replace this. As a matter of fact, when I reverse this, I'll reuse the same Power Pro and just put it when I reverse it.
And
Yeah, because 80 pound now it will break, and it has broken in the past. But usually, I mean, this will last you 6 months. I mean, we fish all the time, obviously, so it'll last us over 6 months. And then if I want to replace the fluorocarbon, like you see as a loop, I just snip it off right here and do another loop knot and connect them that way. As limp as possible. It also, it's basically neutral weight on the water. It might even float. So the fluorocarbon is heavier, denser than water. And if I went straight fluorocarbon, somebody say, why not just go 20 foot of fluorocarbon to the fly line? Well, if I did that, this fluorocarbon would sink that line underneath the water. You'd be amazed. It'd sink the end of your fly line down 3 feet. And you wouldn't be able to see it. So by having the Power Pro, it's kind of like that difference in the middle.
And it doesn't have memory.
And it doesn't have memory. So when you're fighting a fish and you bring them in, if you got 20 feet of fluorocarbon, you're fighting a fish. What's going to happen is over time you're going to get like a nice little
the coil and
corkscrew action on the fluorocarbon, and then you can't see the hit because we want everything to be perfectly straight. So when they hit it, we can see when it hits bottom. And if it's a spring, you can't see it.
Right.
So I mean that's really all. Everything we do is geared toward seeing. Oh, where's my word? Oh, underneath my foot. That's why. And now I'll even see how long my leader is. I'm total leader because I'm not sure how long it is. John's casting, but
I'm in.
what I'll do is to know how long it is. I'll strip in. Our rod's up, John.
Okay.
I know that my rod's 9 feet long, so that's the end of my Power Pro at the butt. And I brought that in. So I have about a 18.5 foot leader now.
It's gotten short.
Yeah.
Okay.
Short.
Yeah.
Now, originally it probably started out 2 feet longer.
Or 3 feet long.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? It isn't hard to cast. People think it's hard. It's not. This fly's heavy. The fly itself is so heavy. The momentum of the fly will go straight in your line. As a matter of fact, having a real heavy fly is easier to cast on a long leader than a short leader.
Yeah, like throwing a spinning rod. It's the weight of the lure that
in the end.
throws the line.
Of course, the fly line's carrying it out, but the last 20 feet,
The lure carries a lot.
the fly's carrying it out.
Yeah.
But if you had like only a 5 foot, John's got a fish on. If we only had a 5 foot leader total
The
with a
fish are
heavy
more
fly,
just shallow, right?
it's hard to cast because I mean with a longer leader it gives you more of a slower action. It'd be too fast an action to cast. I mean you have to try it. They're a little croaker. I'm gonna try to cast them. So now, John's
They're up into shallower than that is.
okay. Well, let's see. Maybe we'll.
Probably the bait's up.
Now, I just put this on. I'll probably get dark count as ray on. So here's the cast. I hit the water. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hit bottom. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm bouncing there. I hit bottom again. There, one bottom. This fly is heavier than what I was using before.
Yep. This one's kind of light.
So it'll be easier to see when it bounces bottom. I'm on bottom again. Well, once you get on bottom, usually, and it's flat like this, it's between jigs about a second to second and a half tops for it to hit bottom again. Now,
The fish are up in the shallow.
you may get a hit because you jig it and your line goes slack immediately, which meant a fish was right behind it and stopped at even shallow water.
We can see how deep it is.
So, I mean, for us, we can be, right now we're probably over 100 yards from shore. And it's only 3 feet deep.
We're getting to where it comes up a little higher. Shallow.
Well, but
It was running about 4 or 5 feet.
you also notice there are no depth finders in this boat.
Yeah.
That is our depth finder, the fly line in our setup. We use that. Now we're not going to be able to tell it when it's 30 feet deep. Of course we can't tell that. But
We don't fish in
in
that.
water that is manageable to fish, that's only like 2 feet deep right there. And see, we can fish in shallow. People say you don't need as long a leader in shallow water. No, you do not. You're fine with it. You can get by with a 10-foot leader or less. But when you start getting out to where it gets deep, like 8, 9 feet deep, you need a longer leader so you can see what's going on. So we just say, hey, just go with a long leader and get used to it.
Yeah.
Because then that's actually more what goes in there. Get back, hit me again. You sucker. I got a long tail on this lure. Probably a little tiny. He may have messed me up. Well, let's see.
Little
No.
croaker.
I don't know. This is how you lose a lure. Because they get in you.
They
You
swim.
must have if it's red, you gotta strike it.
That's right. There's some more in there, James, on that side, that shade line on the left.
I don't know if I want to cast on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm afraid.
Did he want it or not?
Yeah, you wanted that.
I got force it if you need him. You see, just he was. Yep, there's some in there on that left side.
I didn't try to cast it on that side.
Well, I didn't get worthless. You want my force it?
Yeah.
Maybe another one up in there.
I'm pulling them back.
But just
My
you
line
have
is
to back
frayed.
the boat out, back the boat out. I don't care.
No, my line is frayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not right.
Yeah.
I twitched it and he gave a little bit of a.
Twitch back.
Yeah, I got it.
It's probably smaller than the first one. Let me get that.
Yeah, because I won't be able to lift this guy in because the
out.
line.
There you go. There you go. Thank you, sir. You see how dirty the water is? You can't see down more than about, what, a foot and a half? No, I don't know. He may be less than that. No. Small one?
This is a croaker this time.
That's just a little baby. Nice size croaker there.
Yeah, no, it's a puppy. Little baby, little
Little
red.
baby, yeah.
Just a BB. Cute little guy. Just. Okay, hit it. Came back. Oh.
Nice fish?
Yep. Yep.
Oh. Can't help you. I would have put your leader on this lead a lot longer than that.
It's fun to watch these guys move. They just change directions. You gonna net him, James? Oh, we got the cameraman here. Did he go gobble it or what? Yeah, a little bigger flounder.
Yeah.
It's funny how they swim backwards. Well, this way. See, Robin.
I'm afraid to cast. Maybe I can, if I lose my lure again right over here. Real quick, I'm just cut my line so it'll be easier again.
Where's that?
They're right there.
Leaping lizard.
All right, because
Lizard fish. That is the glamour species of the day, right?
We got a spot yet, haven't we?
Yeah.
Doc, I tried with you. I got this.
Blue fish and you got a
Bigger fish? Oh, another flounder.
That's how long we got that sucker in about 150 tops up maybe. He made it past that. What is it? No.
Oh, lost one.
No fish right there. Spin that thing in there. You may get a net on him. He's gonna splash like crazy. Nope, he's not in the net. Bastard. All right, grab his tail. Oh, he's getting tired now.
Yeah,
He's starting to get to the point where he doesn't want to fight anymore.
I'll go in toward him. He's still making a last ditch effort.
Yeah. Hey, Gary, what's going on? Can you hold that rod while you're filming? Let's see if you do this. We gotta get him in. Oh, whoa, he is coming.
He's heavy. He's a big fish.
Yeah, this is why you don't want him next to your spare rod. Hooked on that. All right. Where's my fly? Where am I? See, I'm hooked down here. That's why. See where I was hooked? Give me those scissors.
Hello.
No, no. That'd be mean. God, this guy's heavy. I don't know what he weighs, but he weighs. I bet you that guy's close to 30 pounds. Don't get on the net. Doggone it. There you go. See you around, buddy. Black Willie. I guess not quite big enough to keep.
Nope.
In the mouth. There you go. I'll just hold on this side.